Alright, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha Rakakwadash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abba baba. This is Psalm 106, verse 1. Praise ye Yahweh, O give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Yahweh is the heavenly Father. Verse 2, who can utter the mighty acts of Yahweh? Who can show forth all his praises? And it's Israel. All right, Israel could do it. Romans 9, verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of power, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen. The Lord shows his ways, his statutes, and judgments unto Israel. Psalm 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. And the only ones that have the right to praise Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai is the Israelites. Malachi 1 verse 5. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel. Going back to Psalm 106, it says in verse 3, blessed are they that keep judgment, and he that doth righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Yahweh, with the favor that thou bearest unto thy people. O visit me with thy salvation, that I may see the good of thy chosen, that I may rejoice in the gladness of thy nation, that I may glory with thine inheritance. All right, so that we may glory, which means speak good of, thine inheritance, right? Which we're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, and we're going to inherit the heathen as slaves. Okay? It says in Lamentation 3, verse 22. Let me start at 20. It says, my soul hath them still in remembrance, and is humbled in me. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. Right? Which he said what? He'll show mercy to Jacob, and his hatred to Edom. Romans 9, verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Esau is the so-called white race, the red devil the Bible speaks of. Jacob, his children are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians of North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbeans. Verse 15, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai that showeth mercy, which he tells you why in verse 11. It says, for the sons, Esau and Jacob, being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of power according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. And then it gives you the prophecy, which is in Genesis, and it says, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. Esau is that so-called white race. They're going to be slaves to the younger, Jacob, to the Israelite. All right, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to go into slavery under us, and that's why they're acting the way they are right now, knowing that they have but a short time. It says in Lamentations 4, verse 21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz, you American Edomites, you so-called Caucasians. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. So your shame is going to be upon you, and you're going to be destroyed in your shame. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, talking about the slavery of the Israelites. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So the new world order is going to fail. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins through the prophets. Because the prophets are speaking of what's happening, and the Lord hears us. Isaiah 59. It must be Malachi. And Malachi 3. Verse 16. Then they that feared then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth power and him that serveth him not, which we have this understanding right now because we're in the latter days of the age of the so-called white race, which they're going to suffer great violence. It says in Daniel 12, verse 2, and many of them that sleep in the dust in the confusion of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right? Because this truth, it's either going to set you free or it's going to condemn you. It says in verse 9, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end, which we're in the end, and that's why the prophecies are speaking. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And we understand what prophecies we're looking for. Revelation 13, verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That man is the so-called white race, and his number is 636, Chi Xi Stigma, which they want to put an implantable microchip into your hand to mark you as a slave. All right, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, which you get that through that implantable microchip. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast system, should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. See, And that's what the so-called white race is planning on doing, trying to escape the judgment that's coming for them. All right? With Yahushai's return. But the elect will be saved out of it. It tells you in Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, that so-called white race, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? It says in verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser, the so-called white race, which accuse our brethren, is cast down, which accuse them before our power day and night. When you see Trump, he's accusing Jake for everything. The plane crash that hit the helicopter, he said that was because of the color of your skin, right? Which he's talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And that's evident with the immigrant roundup, right? The illegal immigrant, the undocumented immigrant roundup. They're going after so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They're not rounding up Ukrainians, all right? They're not rounding up Japanese, Moabites, the Chinese, or Ammonites, the Japanese, all right? They're not rounding up Arabs, Ishmaelites. They're rounding up Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which the so-called Negroes, all right, are not the same as the Africans, even though they put that name upon you in slavery of being an African American. All right, in fact, you are one of the 12 tribes of Israel. You're not African. All right, and that's proven right now in this raid. They're not arresting illegal immigrant Africans. Right, they're going after the Haitians. They're going after the Jamaicans. They're going after the Israelites that came on slave ships. See? So they accuse us day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which we are Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indians. And Yahushai, the son of Yahweh, was sacrificed for the Israelite. You see? And we had sinned against our power, but were covered through Yahushai's blood, because we are the Israelites. And it starts with the elect, all right? And by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto the death, which these devils, they want to put us to death because of our testimony. Revelation 6, verse 9, and when he had opened the fifth seal, Yahushua is opening these seals, and the seal opening, it really began during the time of Abba Bivens. I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So there's a set number of hopeful elect that are going to die as sacrifice for this testimony, the fulfillment of prophecy. But then after that, nuclear destruction of America, Babylon the Great. It says in verse 12, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, which John is having a vision, all right, of the revelation of Yahushua, but he's describing it the best he can. So he's calling it stars falling from heaven, when in fact this is speaking of the nuclear missiles. It says, "And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed, as a scroll, which is your mushroom cloud, and it when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places," because it's going to move the continents. That's how great this judgment is going to be. It's going to move the continental plates. "And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" And that's why the Lord's going to gather his elect in an instant before the judgment, all right, to remove us from the wrath as it comes forth on the earth. All right, he's going to send his angels to snatch us up from all over the world to bring us into those chambers, the chariots. All right. And all them that fought against us are going to mount in that fire. It says in Zechariah 14, verse 12, "And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem," which is the Israelites, because it's a people before a place. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. All right, so that's nuclear destruction. All right, and that's what's going to happen to our enemies. And the militaries that are gathered to fight Yahushua in the valley of Jehoshaphat, they're going to be mounted there. You can read about that in 2 Ezra 13. But with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone wow, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abababal.